I'm Joseph.
And I'm Nick.
This is Fish Jelly.
Oh, yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay.
Okay.
Thanksgiving just passed.
Oh, yeah. Passed like gas.
And we're still in Las Vegas.
Purgatory. No.
In a tiny room with a questionable microphone situation.
And yet we persist.
How was your Thanksgiving?
I think you know. It was great. How was yours? How was your experience?
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I ate too much.
There's food, yeah.
But family was together.
Good company, lots and lots of cinema.
Lots of cinema.
Yes.
Speaking of cinema, we did a review with Queer Cinema Catch-Up for the film The Night of the Iguana.
Yes.
Starring
Ava Gardner, Deborah Kerr, Richard Burton, Sue Lyon.
That's a pretty fun review. So I'll add a link to that video in the description. People should check that out. Moving on. I'm only bringing this up because we talked about Ned Fulmer from the Try Guys a couple of months ago, because he decided to come back into the spotlight. He has a new YouTube channel. His first guest was his ex-wife, who he cheated on, in a very awkward interview.
Stunning.
But this past week, he announced that he has MS, multiple sclerosis.
Oh.
And he's had it for 12 years.
Oh, we didn't want to drop that at the same time.
Well, it feels weird because he doesn't, he says it's well managed, so no one knows.
This sounds kind of like I was in a physical altercation with another dummy at school in 9th grade, and then I got in trouble with the law, and then that was at the moment where I'm like, wait, I got beat up last week.
Oh my God.
So to divert the attention.
Or like, what do I have to do for attention? Kill someone?
Right. Like, okay, great. I mean, not great.
But I'm glad he's doing well.
I'm sure he's getting the medical attention he receives if it's been a diagnosis that's ongoing for 12 years.
Jessica Simpson's been doing interviews because she has a Vegas show, and her lifestyle brand launched a new perfume, I think. But anyway, I saw her talking about her very first music video, which was for that song, I Want to Love You Forever.
Ugh.
And she gave an interesting fact that she had shot that music video, and it starred Ashton Kutcher as the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like in this big mansion, and there were, I think there was like ballroom dancing. So they shot this big video, cost $1 million.
Oh.
And the record label executive said they had to redo it because her hair was wavy, and they wanted her to have very straight hair. And then, the label recoups the cost from the artist. Mm-hmm. So she said they had to reshoot the video, which is like this very basic, it's like her in front of like a propeller plane with very straight hair. Mm-hmm. And that's the video we all saw. But because they didn't want her to have textured hair, I guess, she had to eat that $1 million video starring Ashton Kutcher.
Wow, so she had clearly no control.
Back then.
Mm-hmm.
But that sucks.
Just because she had wavy hair.
Yeah, I don't even know what that's about. I don't know if they were trying to separate her from
Britney
and Christina and Mandy Moore. Like, I don't know what they were trying to do.
Oh, yeah, because, there's a bunch of...
Because there were a gaggle of blondes.
White and light ladies with wavy hair, chunky wavy hair then.
Yeah.
Didn't I see some other hairline?
I see a lot of hairlines.
You can't see mine. Actually, probably can. Another headline, didn't she, was this a joke? I think it was Luscious Massacre.
Oh, Luscious no, it wasn't a joke. I watched it. She interviewed her, and Luscious always asks people she interviews, do you have any advice for the dolls? And the dolls being trans women. Mm-hmm. And Jessica Simpson said, yeah, we're making the shoes in size 13, so
you people could wear them.
So you people could wear.
She didn't say you people.
No, but it was something like that.
Yeah,
I thought it was very funny. I'm surprised she even picked up what Luscious was saying.
Yeah, she's savvier than I might have predicted.
I'm enjoying seeing her because, now she's sober, and she's sort of doing her music her own way, like in the style that she would have sang it had she had any control.
Oh, kind of like Kesha.
Yeah, so good for her. I mean, she was a big part of, like, I think...
The early 2000s.
Yeah, so like me watching MTV and seeing her and her husband...
Nick, what was his name again?
Lachey. And her not knowing if tuna was chicken or...
Yeah, that was my freshman year of college. I remember that.
But anyway, moving on. I was very surprised to learn, and I'm sure everyone else knows this, that Mia Goth is married to Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, for a bit of time. I think they have a baby.
And they have a kid together? I did not know. I was shocked.
Yeah, this is, clearly after all the FKA twigs.
She also has the same birthday I do.
Mia Goth?
Yeah.
Oh.
So...
Look at her, a little cuspy Scorpio.
Yeah. Moving on to the restaurant section. Did you see that Campbell Soup executive was caught on record making disparaging comments about the ingredients of the soup?
No.
He basically said that there are a lot of expletives, but basically he's saying that we make food for poor people. That's who buys it. I don't buy the products anymore. It's not healthy now that I know what's in it. Again, laced with expletives. And then basically says, even in a can of soup, I look at it, we can eat pot bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. That's what this executive at Campbell's is saying, is that there's bioengineered meat in the soup.
Ooh.
So, of course, this person is on leave. And this is all related to a lawsuit where this audio was brought into the courtroom, apparently.
But, I mean, that is the stuff of sci-fi novels of yore. I mean, is anybody surprised if you've had, open Hormel's Chili or Chef Boyardee or any of that shit. Like, no one's ever had the thought of, where did this meat come from? And what texture is this?
Of course, Campbell's released a statement saying that what this person said does not represent our values and that everything they said is inaccurate.
Of course.
That the food meets all the highest USDA standards, blah, blah, blah.
Of course they would say.
But, damage control, I'm sure, is in full effect, and I'm sure this is going to have a negative impact on sales.
Where's Michael Mann, the insider to the meat in our soup?
Okay, I went to Walmart several times this past week because we're in Vegas.
Pobrecito.
And the house we rented is very close to a Walmart. And I hadn't been inside of a Walmart in years.
Same.
And then we also went to Costco a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize Walmart's pretty affordable. I was kind of shocked at the prices.
Those slash prices?
Yeah, because I'm never in there.
Okay. Are you infected now?
Well, there isn't a Walmart near our home.
Yes.
So, it wouldn't make any sense for me to... The closest Walmart, I think, to us is in Torrance, which is a very long drive.
Yes.
To get 30 cents less on, clementines or whatever. But no, I was kind of shocked. I hadn't been in one in so long.
Yes. There was a reason why the Waltons were wanting the shutdown to end, because a lot of their clientele need SNAP benefits and shop there.
Okay, we tried a new restaurant in Los Feliz called Little Dom's.
Yes.
It's an Italian restaurant, and the reason we were there is Neon, or The Publicist Handling.
The Publicist Handling. I don't
the
know
movie The Secret Agent, directed by
Kleber Mendonça Filho.
They hosted a dinner for LAFCA members.
Yes.
So you were invited, and it was pretty intimate. The restaurant's really cute, and they reserved the private dining room in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So there were maybe 12 or 13 LAFCA members.
Maybe more.
And then some of them brought, I think only you brought a significant other.
Well, yes.
And then someone brought their kids.
Yes.
But the star of the show was the director.
Kleber.
And the star.
Who showed up quite late. Wagner Moura, yes. Very charming.
I know people act like they don't care about seeing celebrities, but I think it's really cool to see people I've seen on the screen.
Making direct eye contact with you.
And he's very, he's a very handsome man, but he's also very charming.
Yes.
Like, he walked in and immediately was like, I'm on.
Yep.
But I thought it was a fun evening because they fed us, gave us a lot of wine.
Yes.
And played a game of trivia. And I have to say, shout out to the publicists who were in charge of the trivia. Because, of course, you have all these LAFCA members. So you can't do basic movie trivia.
Yeah.
So it was actually really hard, but really impressive to watch all these people who know a lot about film. Because they broke it up into 3 teams. And the 3 teams are pretty even in their film knowledge.
They were, but I had a lot of. I felt very seen.
Yeah, your contribution was appreciated.
Yes, because one of the questions was name these. It was Jennifer Jason Leigh death scenes.
Yeah, they were very hard.
And they were
questions.
like, how did she die in each of these scenes? And that was one. I'm like, I got every 5.
It's my time to shine, baby.
I was like, oh yeah, oh the Hitcher.
The only question I knew is related to Udo Kier.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I was going to say there was a section on Udo because Udo's in The Secret Agent.
That's right.
And then, of course, has since passed away since we were at the
But
restaurant.
one of the questions in the Udo section was, which 2 Madonna videos is he featured in?
Oh, and Joseph came to life.
And that was the only time I knew something.
His ears perked right up.
I knew it was erotica and Deeper, but then another person on the team had second thoughts about Deeper and Deeper, so they went with Bad Girl. But the answer is erotica and Deeper. But we'll talk about Udo Kier a little bit later.
Yeah.
And our review for The Secret Agent is out. People should check that movie out. I thought it was spectacular.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be in my top 10.
Oh, the food at Little Dom's was good too.
Yes.
Chicken parmesan,
By the way.
beef, spaghetti and meatballs.
You know, I haven't had to eat an artichoke like that in a long time.
Yeah, you had... the food was quite good. And it definitely feels like an LA dining spot. Like people there to talk about business.
Because the rest of the restaurant was busy the whole time we were there.
Yeah, it was popping. Lastly, in Vegas, we tried a place called Meraki Greek Grill. You didn't get to go with us.
No.
But my sister recommended it as a place nearby. And she's like, oh yeah, we eat there a lot. We've never actually sat there, but we like it. I have to say, that food was so good. Similar to Dr. Sandwich. It was like that quality. But we ordered something called the Meraki Feast, which of course is like the Sheik's Feast from Holy Land.
Yeah. The Isaac Mizrahi feast.
But there were 5 of us. There was so much food that we ate leftovers for dinner that night because we went for lunch. We ate that as our dinner. And the next morning, your sister made like Greek omelets out of the additional leftovers. And I would say I paid, and we had upgrades. We had upgraded to like shrimp, steak, a couple of beers. And she gave us an extra dessert. And that bill was like $120. So I would highly recommend.
Dear listener, I did not get one bite of this from this establishment. Nothing was saved for me. Nothing was procured for me.
No.
Nothing was had by me.
No. Okay. There are a couple of things in the Sorry to This Man section.
Oh, damn.
We reviewed a movie called Cookie's Fortune for the podcast.
Oh, did you call the place...
And I said Holly Springs was a mythical place. And there were many comments like, I lived in Holly Springs.
Okay, but the way that the humans are behaving seems...
But I fully thought that was like not a real place. But Holly Springs, Mississippi does exist.
Okay.
And apparently there are lovely people there.
Yes. Sure.
And then we reviewed a movie by Clint Bentley.
What movie are you... Clint Bentley?
Either way, you said Clint Bentley directed Sing Sing, and he did not direct Sing Sing. He wrote Sing Sing.
Oh, okay. Train Dreams.
Train Dreams.
Oh, because it's him and his co-writer. Did I mess that up? Okay.
All right, films released we didn't cover. Zootopia 2.
Yes, we definitely did not cover Zootopia 2. Not I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Well, we didn't watch the first one.
Next, Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. Is that a Netflix film?
Yes. I sent you, we got invited to the premiere of that. You never responded to the email I forwarded to you. But I don't think we're fans of the Knives Out movies, are we?
I know we reviewed the last one, and I don't recall what I thought, but I definitely wasn't excited to watch a new one.
With Janelle Monáe as the twins.
Oh.
Remember that?
We saw that one at Netflix, I remember.
No, we went to a screening of that. We went to an award screening of that.
Yeah, at Netflix.
I think it was at a venue off-site, wasn't it?
No.
Anyway.
It was in that same place we just saw.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, it's coming out. It came out on Thanksgiving, and it's about to be on Netflix anyway, so maybe we'll review it then, like we did with Frankenstein.
I'm not sure how to pronounce this. BLKNWS, Terms and Conditions?
Black News.
Oh, Black News, Terms and Conditions.
That's like the name of the station.
Oh.
Like it's the acronym is On Purpose. But we've talked about this before because I saw this out of Sundance, and it's kind of an experimental documentary narrative hybrid film, but directed by Khalil Joseph. But I believe, so that just got released in theaters. So if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend that. But again, it's an experimental film, but I think it's very interesting.
The Thing with Feathers.
November was pretty busy for us. I did have a screening link for this, but it didn't have time to watch it. Directed by Dylan Southern. I also missed it at Berlin this year. Stars Benedict Cumberbatch and David Thewlis, kind of a anthropomorphic element to it. And it's based on a book that a friend of mine really liked and thought that Cillian Murphy would have been better cast, he said. But that opened this week.
Lastly, Tinseltown.
I sent you the poster for this. Received no response. I don't know why, because I was howling seeing the email come up to review Rebel Wilson and Kiefer Sutherland in a Christmas movie.
Oh, God.
I sent you the poster. You didn't even...
There's just so much happening. I don't even remember this poster.
It
looks like it would be terrible.
It looks like, yeah.
What is the premise? A washed-up Hollywood action hero takes a role in a small English village's quirky Christmas pantomime where he finds unexpected inspiration through the show's straight-talking dance instructor.
Not Kiefer Sutherland doing panto.
Ugh.
It looks terrible.
Anyway. All right, projects of interest. The Lonely Woman.
That's my story. No, a friend of ours sent me the news article on this, which was exciting to me because I like Boy Harsher, musical duo Augustus Mueller and Jay Matthews, and I've referenced at least their song "Pain," which I still listen to all the time, and I think make a great opening title credit sequence in a film. But they're directing and scoring their own film. Is it A24? It's an erotic thriller. Sounds interesting. FKA Twigs is cast, and also Chloe Sevigny.
Oh. And then there's a project with Augustus Mueller and Jay Matthews.
I know that was the names of Boy Harsher. That's the musical duo, as I just said.
All right. Unfortunately, there are entries in the obituary section. Tom Stoppard died.
Tom Stoppard died, yes.
He's an English playwright and screenwriter.
I believe he also directed Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which won Venice with Gary Oldman. I have fond memories of Tom Stoppard. Maybe most people think of him because of Shakespeare in Love. But his play Arcadia, because I had to read that play in for an English class, and then it was also being performed at Theater at the Round in downtown Minneapolis.
He was 88 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Seagren died. He was the first live-action Spider-Man.
Oh.
He was 81 years old.
Oh, damn.
And then, of course, Udo Kier died. And everyone should know Udo Kier.
Yes.
He's been in everything.
200 plus.
Everything. but he is a German actor. I mean, anyone who watches films, I don't know how you wouldn't recognize him. What is he best known for?
Oh God, what? There's so much.
His voice, well, his face is very recognizable to me. He kind of looks like my aunt's husband.
Oh,
to me, as an older man.
The one
he kind of looks like Marty to me.
Oh,
but it's his voice.
Those eyes.
You're not going.
Any of that. Well, that's Laurence Olivier in.
Wait, that's not Udo Kier?
No, that's Laurence Olivier in Boys from Brazil. But that is an impression I say a lot. And he's saying that line to the great Udo Hagen.
Well, what do I know? Anyway, what does Udo Kier mean to you?
Everything. My one Udo story is I was at the Palm Springs Film Festival one year. This is probably 2013-14. He was about to walk into a bar, and I was getting to my car leaving a venue, and I saw him, and it was like 9 o'clock at night. I had coffee, and I was like, Udo! And he waved at me and walked into the bar, sailed into the bar, his little tux.
Well, I think he spent his final years in Palm Desert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, I mean, since I was a child watching cinema and Udo popped up in things, he's always a weird little flavor. And, most often popped up in supporting or cameo roles. But he did have a few leading parts. But every time I see him, it's kind of entertaining.
Udo was gay.
Oh, yeah.
You have a list of 5 of your favorites.
Yes.
Do you want to go through them?
I didn't put it. And I want to shout out that throughout his career, lots of people worked with him continuously. Fassbinder, Lars von Trier, and, of course, Kleber Mendonça Filho. I think had Udo lived longer, he probably would, because he's also in Bacurau, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like Udo would pop up continuously in his movies. But these are ones that I love for his contributions to them. My Son, What Have You Done? Which I think I named as my favorite film of 2009. It's directed by Werner Herzog and produced by David Lynch. My Own Private Idaho, Gus Van Sant film with River Phoenix and Keanu Reeves. Udo's a lot of fun in that. Blood for Dracula, which I just watched for the first time, directed by Paul Morrissey, where he plays Count Dracula. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Osborne. If you haven't seen that, please do, especially if you've heard of or like Valerian Borovich. I'm probably butchering his last name, but directed Lebet. But this is a weird film in his filmography. And then these two, with Udo having small parts, but Guy Maddin also used to like to work with him. The Forbidden Room is my second favorite Guy Maddin film, and the cast in this is staggering, but Udo's playing several different characters that pop up. And also The Painted Bird, which is adapted by a very controversial novel by Jerzy Kosinski. There's a memorable scene at a dinner table with Kat and Udo Kier in that movie.
Oh. Well, Udo was 81 years old.
Yeah. I mean, since Secret Agent just premiered at Cannes, he looks older, but I was sad to hear
he was beautiful, and he kind of reminds me of, like, younger Udo Kier gives me, oh God, who's the guy I like? Oh my God. Jude Law. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you had already left for Thanksgiving, but when the Udo news hit, but I watched Spermula, and we'll talk about that on the
Patreon.
But
yeah, Udo's in a movie called Spermula.
It's basically about sexual vampires. Yeah.
Shocking. The secret film this week was my choice, and I chose the 1998 superhero film Blade, directed by Stephen Norrington. Mm-hmm. It, of course, stars Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
And features Udo Kier.
It does.
Which is why I chose it.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about? A half-vampire, half-mortal man becomes a protector of the mortal race while slaying evil vampires. Apparently, I've seen this movie.
Joseph, you and I, yes,
I didn't remember.
you bought me the Blade trilogy on a, one of those like little DVDs that you get for $5.99, and there's 3 or 4 movies on it.
Okay.
We have that still, and we watched Blade, Blade 2, and Blade Trinity together.
I don't remember a thing.
I'm not surprised, but we did.
I liked this movie.
I've seen this movie. This is probably the 8th or 9th time I've seen it.
What are your thoughts on it?
I like Blade, especially the first one, and I don't think it's a perfect film. I think it's a great B vampire movie with a lot of fun people. Yeah.
I like it because it's like it's kind of taking itself seriously, and
It is, yeah.
but it works. Like the CGI is pretty, like it holds up pretty well.
It feels like a Lionsgate film from the late 90s.
Yeah, but I think it holds up. Wesley Snipes' Blade, I think, is very effective.
I agree.
Yeah. But
I mean, I saw this and I was in 8th grade, and I think it was like a year or 2 years before I had my first car. But I remember I found the soundtrack and the opening song of the film. I would blast that. I was obsessed with that song in this film at the Blood Rave.
I believe it. The story's pretty simple. It opens in 1967, and we get Blade's origin story, which is that his mom was attacked by a vampire while she was pregnant, and in the hospital she dies, or so we think, and Blade is born, but he's infected. He's half human, half vampire. So he has unique abilities because he has their strength and speed, but he doesn't have their weaknesses. Mm-hmm. Meaning, like, he can be out in the daylight, garlic doesn't bother him. He is hungry for blood, so that's something he has to deal with. But we understand that Blade, played by Wesley Snipes, is consumed with rage and has dedicated his life to hunting vampires, presumably because of what they did to his mother. But I think the opening scene in the Blood Club is pretty iconic.
With Tracy Lords.
Tracy Lords lures this handsome young man to like an underground party.
I mean, his hat, though, makes you probably not care what happens to him, perhaps.
And then we see that it's basically like, what do they call it? Blood Night or Bloodbath?
Bloodbath, yeah.
The night's theme is Bloodbath. And we see these sprinklers drop blood on everyone. And then we realize, oh, this is a party for vampires. And that poor guy who thought he was going to have a fun night with Tracy Lords is basically food.
It's a vampire orgy. You know he's a dickhead, though, because she brings him up there to the party and hands him her coat, and he just throws that on the ground.
Well, I'm not saying he didn't deserve something, but
maybe
thankfully
not death.
Blade crashes the party, massacres the warehouse full of vampires, and so that's, establishing the tone of the party. Okay, so Blade, his mission is to destroy vampires, basically eradicate them, and he works with Kristofferson, who you could not tell me wasn't Jeff Bridges.
Wow.
I had to keep double checking. Is this Jeff? Doesn't he look like Jeff Bridges?
Yeah, they have a similar squintiness. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Kristofferson plays Abraham Whistler, and he's this chain-smoking weapons expert who saved Blade as a kid. Mm-hmm. So basically, like, took care of him.
He's like Alfred to Batman, kind of.
Yes. So Kristofferson makes blades like silver bullets, his little UV light grenades. Also, he's created this serum that helps control Blade's thirst because, of course, he doesn't want to feed on humans.
His prophylaxis.
And then another member of Blade's team is he comes in contact with Dr. Karen Jensen, who's played by a very beautiful Mbouche Wright.
Yeah, she also left an impression as a kid and didn't, was in several, many notable things in the 90s. Do you remember what we just watched with her?
No.
Civil Brand.
She's in that?
She's in that, yeah.
Oh my God.
We're a Patreon review for that.
We have a free Patreon review of Civil Brand. It was an emergency recording.
Because I told you who was in this movie, and you're like, oh, stop that. Stop recording. We have to watch that.
So for those of you who don't pay for our Patreon, you can still listen to some episodes. Civil Brand is one of them. But in Boucher Wright plays Dr. Karen Jensen. She's a hematologist who gets bit by one of the vampires. Blade rescues her, hoping that maybe his buddy, Kristofferson, can help her. And she's integral to the story because, of course, she's a blood expert, and she kind of gives advice on how the serum can be improved, which ultimately is what takes down the vampires. But the main villain of the story is Stephen Dorff.
Deacon Frost.
And he's this young, ambitious vampire who's not pure blood. He was turned.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of racial undertones.
Yeah, there's a lot because Udo Kier comes in because there's this council of vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are they supposed to represent? Like the old aristocratic vampires?
Yes, basically.
So Udo Kier's like the head of this council, and they're all purebloods.
The purebloods.
So they suffer all the traditional weaknesses, like they can't go out in sunlight, garlic, all that.
Like all pure breeds, yeah.
But Stephen Dorff, because he's he's not a hybrid. He's he's been turned. He's considered not pureblood, but also he can daywalk.
Yes. Well, he has to put like smear stuff on his face.
But he's less vulnerable, and he has a very different perception of how vampires should live on Earth. Because Udo Kier and the council think that they've done just fine living in the underworld.
Like Mary J. Blige.
Just fine. But Stephen Dorff is like, no, they're food for us. We should run the Earth. So there's conflict between them. But yeah, Stephen Dorff wants to overthrow the elders. He's also like, he believes in this prophecy of La Magra, which is the blood god.
Yes, he's translated an ancient text they call the Vampire Bible.
So everything culminates in this blood god ritual. They've captured Blade. They have him Boucher Wright. They're trying to figure out how to like lure Blade in. And then the big gag of the story is that Blade's mother, who's portrayed by Sanaa Lathan, she was not killed 30 years ago in 1967. She was turned. So she's been living with Stephen Dorff as one of his acolytes.
I guess.
That was a little flimsy
with those
to me.
Fabulous vampire curls.
Yeah, she looks fantastic.
I mean, also, I can't help but think Sanaa biting
Beyonce.
Yes.
But the final showdown is between Blade and Stephen Dorff, but not before Blade has to kill his own mother. Also, in Boucher Wright's character, she's helped develop Blade's serum with, like, they're calling it EDTA, which is something that she had sort of worked on. That's like an anticoagulant. Blah, blah, blah. I don't understand any of the science except when they administer it to the vampires, their heads explode. Mm-hmm. So the final battle between Blade and Stephen Dorff ends with Blade administering like 6 doses of it to Stephen Dorff, and he explodes. But the end is that the doctor offers to cure Blade of his thirst, which means that he would not be...
He'd lose all his powers.
He'd lose all his powers, so he says no because the world still needs people like him, daywalkers. So the final scene shows Blade continuing his mission in Moscow.
Yes.
Yeah. I think this movie is successful.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I remember when we first rented it as a family, and yes, this is one of those little discoveries. Like, you didn't know how good this was going to be.
This is also considered one of Marvel's first big movie successes.
Well, they had no idea what they were sitting on with this.
Yeah. Wesley did many of his own stunts, but we know he's a very talented martial artist. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I read that LL Cool J was considered for Blade.
Oh.
But then, of course, when they met Wesley, they realized he was dream casting. And then apparently in the comic book, Blade does not have vampire powers.
Oh.
He's just a skilled fighter with immunity.
Oh.
I'm glad that they made him...
Give him a little something.
Yeah, a little something extra.
I remember, I think this is what caused my sister, she would have been 8 at the time. She had like a huge, several years long crush on Stephen Dorff because of this movie.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the same category as Christian Slater.
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm.
But he's handsome in this movie.
Angsty young white man.
His hair is very late 90s.
His hair looks like a plant.
But he looks good.
He looks good, but those prongs at the front of his head are distracting.
Let me get through some of my notes. It's funny how every time I see women get hit, it's so shocking to me. Oh. And in this movie, the way these, like Wesley punching these women, and early on he throws some black lady off the roof. And
that's in Boucher. He throws her off.
Oh, that's right. He throws in Boucher off the roof, but trying to save her. So
yes.
He just tosses her off onto like a soft thing out of.
You know,
which dislocates her shoulder.
You had fallen asleep the night before, but we watched Sudden Impact with Clint Eastwood, and there are many women punches to the face scenes. It's shocking.
It's shocking, but it makes me giggle. Okay, Udo doesn't have much to do. He's in like 3 scenes.
He's in 3 scenes. If I wasn't lying, I was trying to insinuate the seed of you choosing Flesh for Frankenstein, but because I'd never seen that. But yes, but his scenes are very memorable.
Well, and his death is, I think, pretty well done.
His death's well done because you feel bad. They pull his teeth
out.
It's so disrespectful.
And then let him burn in the sun, which for late 90s looked pretty good.
Well, it's actually kind of profound with Stephen Dorff being like, oh, you never got to see a sunlight because you're one of those damn purebreds.
Yeah. There's a scene with a fat vampire.
Pearl.
Who, I can't believe I forgot about that.
I can't either.
Because it looks really cool.
You said you hadn't remember this. I'm like, you don't remember that scene?
There's a moment towards, like, when we're wrapping up to the final battle where Blade confronts Stephen Dorff, and Stephen Dorff grabs this little girl and, like, throws her in front of a bus.
Looks like they're in Chinatown.
To get Blade to get distracted. And, of course, Blade saves the little girl. But this little girl's in the middle of the street, and we see this bus coming towards her. That bus didn't even try to stop.
That bus is like, nah.
That bus didn't even take its foot off the gas.
That bus is like, I'm already late. Little girl.
Wasn't that shocking?
Yes.
That bus didn't even try to.
And her hair looks so crazy when she gets up. Poor thing.
Oh, Kristofferson.
Yeah.
I still think that's Jeff Bridges, but he gets beat up pretty badly.
You like Kris? I made you watch Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate. Oh, with Isabel?
Yeah.
That's him. He's the guy who, the sheriff or whomever. No, he's a U.S. Marshal.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Oh,
you still gotta watch Taxi Driver, by the way.
So, Boucher gets caught up by Stephen Dorff, and he's kind of hitting on her. But she basically tells him, like, the kind of vampirism you have is basically an STD.
Yeah.
And he gets mad. The temple that they're in. I thought the whole, like, because we see Stephen Dorff monitoring stuff with, like, technology that I think aged kind of well.
Yeah, I don't think it looks, even the kind of cheesy, arguably cheesy graphics that we keep seeing of La Magra, the blood draining with the 12 that conjure, that with the green cylinder, that's an image of the temple.
Yeah.
Although as an adult, I'm like, because they're in Los Angeles, I'm like, where's this temple in LA?
Yeah.
That was built for this one-time thing.
So some of the themes that I think work well, the character of Blade, this duality of him being a vampire, but also, like, well, obviously a hybrid, but this vampire being the protagonist, it's very obvious, but I think combined with the actor playing him, because Desley. I was thinking Wesley, Denzel, and Nestle Crunch.
Desley Snoshington?
Desley Snoshington brings a certain, at least at this time, well, he still does, but...
Oh, he has a gravitas, yeah.
Yeah, and a certain class and dignity to the role that I think, thinking about like an LL Cool J playing this character.
Oh, LL would have probably been trying to ham it up, because this is, the year before Deep Blue Sea. I think Wesley was the kind of perfect casting.
Well, and also, there are a lot of stories of vampires trying to resist their thirst, but, so it's not in reinventing anything. But I do think, I do like this character.
And I forgot to look up if I think the one, they were going to reboot this with Mahershala, which I also think would be great casting.
Oh.
But then I don't know if it was because of Coogler's Sinners, and they didn't want too many black vampire movies or something. I don't know if that paused or how indefinitely it paused the new Blade's going to be, but I still would really like to see that.
Well, and I don't know the comic book. Is Blade black in the comic book?
Oh, I've never looked. I don't remember the last time I ever opened a comic book, so I don't know.
But even if he is, to cast a black, superhero in an R-rated movie in the late 90s.
Well, because if you think, I think a good a good earmarker for casting of black men and women in the same film as co-leads, like Hitch, with Will Smith. What year was that? 2005?
Okay.
Because remember, even at that time, the reason Eva Mendes is in that is because they didn't want a black woman. So in this film, this R-rated adult film, there's Wesley Snipes and his love interest is Boucher.
And then obvious, like racial themes in the sense that the purebloods are resistant to the vampires like Stephen Dorff who've been turned.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then daywalkers, and then how the purebloods want to interact with the humans, like which one's superior. It seems like the purebloods see humans as like somehow superior. I find that dynamic interesting. I don't quite understand why the purebloods don't want it. Like what about humans is symbiotic, like this relationship they have?
Well, the purebloods benefit from the balance because they literally can't go out during the day, but these other ones can transgress the limitations of their species, right?
Right.
So it's like it behooves the old guard that things stay the same. But really, this new generation, there's kind of a lot of elements that have more depth than you would expect.
I kind of like that the film tries to use some science, like we have this hematologist, and she's talking about anticoagulants and like a virus. I thought that was well done for not being too ridiculous.
And she's going to cure herself, although she's so haughty because when she offends Deacon Frost, Stephen Dorff, but she's like, go ahead and turn me. I'll just cure myself again. I'm like, girl, don't tell him that yet.
Yeah.
Don't tell him that. Wait till you're safe.
And then this idea of found family, particularly with Blade and Kristofferson. And
well, did you like how she's like, you have a lot of love for him? And he's like, he makes my shit.
Yeah. I really like the look of the film. It's like gothic techno. Mm-hmm. It almost feels what I think like The Matrix is like.
Which is a year later, the first one. The director, Stephen Norrington, this was his second film, and he didn't return to the Blade franchise as a director. Because, Guillermo del Toro did the second one. Oh. And then I believe David S. Goyer, the screenwriter of this, did the third one, which I remember being kind of caca. But don't you remember all of what's his name? Oswald
Cobblepot?
Oswald Cobblepot. Why am I thinking of the comedian, that little comedian you listen to all the time?
Patton Oswalt?
Patton Oswalt, God. Don't you remember his stories about Blade 3?
Oh, because he's in it.
Yes.
Oh, how Wesley wouldn't, open his eyes or something.
No, Wesley wouldn't talk to the director, so he'd just be leaving little Post-its around and signing them Blade.
He was difficult, yeah. But I can see why this film endures. It's stylish, it's cool, it's violent.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. And again, there are elements like the Udo Kier death scene or what happens to Fat Pearl. Because it's kind of a joke that they're torturing him with UV lights.
Yeah.
For information. But he tells Boucher, hit him with this if he moves. And this fat blob is not going to move. And she's torturing him.
Yeah.
It's kind of, to me, that's kind of a creepy scene. And Cass, that's saying something about her we don't get any other elements of in the film, is that she has a streak of cruelty as well.
Yeah. What would you give Blade?
3.5.
Yeah, I think it's very good. I would give it 3.5 out of 5. Okay. I know there's a lot happening this week.
Yeah, because we have some...
I know we're watching the new Avatar tomorrow.
Yeah, that is tomorrow. That's the first.
And we have a bunch of patrons to get to.
Yes, and...
The first of which will be Nell.
Yes.
which if people haven't seen Nell,
I mean, my God.
check it out.
What else is this week? There's the sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's.
I didn't see the first one.
Sure. I'm owed responses on some things coming out as well.
Well, we'll see if I get to them.
Like that Charlie XCX movie and Reflection in a Dead Diamond. Merrily We Roll Along.
Are you reading anything?
I've been stalled because this has been there's been a lot going on this week, but still Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been stalled.
I hit it hard, and then, I haven't had a lot of time to myself.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Well, you're forgetting we have to watch Dust Bunny this week, too.
The new Sigourney Weaver movie.
There's 2 new Sigourney movies.
Yeah. Well, this is perfect timing because the cat just woke up.
The cat is ready for action.
All done?
Yes.
Ta-ta.